But we're live. Welcome to, I was about to say Bside.Radio. Beyond the lyrics at Bside.Radio. It's your man K Ski and got my man Caver here since we running a little late. We got the homie Nashika here. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for taking time out your busy schedule.
Appreciate you having me.
The owner of One Love Refill and Fashion.
That's it.
And if y'all can see me, your boy styling, thanks to her. So so how you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm blessed.
Yeah. Thank you for coming and appreciate your patience.
That's my Ghana side kicking in.
That's your Ghana. So since we're going to start off on this interview, when did you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
That's a good question. I feel like, since the beginning, since I was younger, I listened to a lot of hip-hop music, 1990s hip-hop, and that really motivated me growing up. I grew up, low-income government housing.
Okay.
So, a lot of the stories that I heard, I was able to connect with when it came to the hip-hop. So that kind of motivated me to just want to work hard and, a lot of those artists, they're entrepreneurs themselves, right?
Yeah. And
also in my family as well, it's kind of in my blood. My grandma in Africa, she was also an entrepreneur as well.
Okay. And I'm a young old head. So fashions back in the day in hip hop like FUBU and Carl Kanai and April Walker. Thanks, man. Did any of these inspire you?
FUBU.
FUBU?
It was FUBU. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was definitely the era where I was growing up. So that was one of my favorite brands. 100%. Yeah, definitely FUBU. 100% came from New York, and all just the big logo and the colors, and a lot of hip hop artists were wearing it at the time. Right.
So does that play a part? Because a lot of your designs and your fashion have these ill patterns. So is some of that, what is the inspiration? Where do you get the inspiration for your designs?
Yeah, so a lot of those patterns you see are, from Ghana or West Africa or different places on the continent, right? So I've been going to Ghana since I was like 5 years old. So I've been exposed to these fabrics since I've been really young. My dad used to get clothes tailored for me when I was really young. And so when I was in Ghana, as a 5-year-old walking around, they'd, have me in the clothes. So I always felt comfortable in it, even though when I'm walking around the streets of Vancouver, it's like loud here. People aren't used to it. I don't care. I always stayed in my lane,
Exactly. So how long have you had your business?
I've had the business for a very long time. I started it probably when I was maybe 25 or something like this.
Okay.
It was, just something where I was living in Ghana and, like I said, growing up with, not a lot of money growing up. There wasn't really like, pressure, like a risk. I just felt like I didn't have a risk. Like there was no pressure for me, be a doctor or something like this. So I just did what I wanted to do, and that was it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Caver, you have anything you want to ask while I go through my notes?
So, when you're coming, like with the shout out for the Canucks logo and the collab you got.
Thanks.
And I saw how you incorporated symbolism into it. Like, so where do you draw the inspiration when you're doing like a fusion type collab that, has its aspects and its, nuances, and then what you're coming up with?
Yeah, that's a good question. So those symbols that I chose to use were traditional West African symbols called Adinker symbols. So you might see them, predominantly in West Africa, and they have a lot of meanings about life and nature and how they can relate to you. So that's why I thought it was meaningful to use those. And I've always, kind of did my designs where it's been a fusion of what you're saying of like, North American style with African fusion, because that's what I am. I'm mixed with the both, right? I'm mixed half Canada, half Ghana, black, white. So, the culture has always been a part of me. So I wanted to blend the two in a graceful manner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you pulled it off, definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
The fact that the Canucks have collabed with you, that speaks volumes about
appreciate
it.
So this is your second year doing that with them.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everybody watching the program right now kind of what all of that experience was, how it came together, what it was like, how it's affected your life?
Definitely. No, the last year I designed with the skate logo because 1990s design was what I grew up watching, the Canucks. So immediately I knew I wanted to rock with that logo right away. And it was important for me to, integrate the kente, which is traditional prints from, Ghana, specifically the Ashanti tribe. So I wanted to, have that bold, but then, like you said, in like a subtle way. So that's kind of, how my design concept came. But I was, someone kind of, I guess, put me in the contact with the Canucks, and they reached out to me, and I submitted design. Next thing you know, I had a meeting with them, so they liked it, and round one went well, so they were okay with rocking with me again. So I submitted another design as well, and they liked it as well. And this time I used the orca, so I wanted to do a lot more traditional approach. So the skate versus the orca, two different designs, and that's when I had a lot more room to work with the orca, so I used the kente and then those Adinkra symbols. So it was a great experience to be able to do back-to-back and show two different designs of mine, not just one. To be able to hopefully beat the next design and always make bigger and better. That's always how I do. And being able to skate on Rogers Arena was priceless.
Dope.
Yeah,
it's crazy as a hockey player.
Yeah, as I say, you play hockey, so
it's wild. Yeah,
a dream come true.
Dream come true, man. Yeah.
So are you gonna make a variation of the hockey rink with the stick logo, the C?
Yeah, you're funny. Why are you trying to give away my ideas? Yeah. You'll see. Yeah.
So another part of your business is your I call it personal care. Me and my wife were trying to figure out, is it personal care, is it health care? But it was my wife that put me on to you because she came home with some soap, and I think it was some shea. I don't know if it was oatmeal.
Probably the turmeric and honey.
Yeah.
With the shea. They're all mixed with shea butter.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Because she was like, listen, because we're trying to switch to things natural without the chemicals. So she brought it home. I was like, okay, this is nice. I like. So then she took me to your store, and that's when we bumped into each other, and just the connection, like Jersey and North Carolina stories.
It's crazy, right? Yeah. I'm heading to Jersey real soon, but it was cool for the connection, and I'm happy you guys came into the store to be where we are right now.
So did you start doing the personal care? Was it like a dual thing with your fashion and?
So that happened later because during the pandemic, I had a little bit more time on my hands, and I was kind of chilling there. And I've always been importing shea butter for myself and my close friends, and people have been always complimenting on it. So I decided to take it a little more seriously. If people were begging me for it all the time, I knew it was good product. Yeah. So that's when I had all that time during the pandemic to properly sit down and work on a brand. And, you can see my logo, Shika Shea. It has, the geometric shape with Africa and, like, nice gold branding. So that took a lot of time, and I had the time. So that's how that came into play. And like you're saying, natural products are what's up right now. People don't understand how important it is.
Well, I think as more studies come out showing these chemicals and the stuff that they've been putting in these products for years and how the cancer and it's just crazy.
Exactly.
So I definitely think more people, and now also too with this tariff talk.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
I think it's creating a climate where, especially up here, Canadians are shopping for Canada products, and I think that's a big opportunity for independent and small businesses. Because people are going to shop right here, shop local.
Exactly.
So can you share some of your journey of being an entrepreneur, like some of the highs and lows, some of the challenges, especially if there's a young person sitting there saying, I want to start my own clothing store or personal care. What are some insights?
Definitely. First of all, like, anything's possible. I do speaking with the school systems, and I talk to kids already. So I let them know, the sky's the limit. Anything is possible when it comes to your dreams. Like, look, I was on the rink, so that's possible. And also another thing that, is important is, what's in your heart, what inspires you, that's what, and with, I don't know, I just feel like sometimes a lot of natural ability when it comes to entrepreneurship. It's like being an athlete. Like, I was an athlete with sports. Sometimes you're just gifted with these things. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, it's funny because our friend that's a yoga teacher, and my Muslim sister, assalamu alaikum, we were talking and we mentioned your name, and she was like, my daughter go to the school, and she was doing the talk there, and she was like, everybody loves her. She is so.
Yeah.
So when you just said talking to schools,
yeah.
So how long you been doing that?
I've been doing that for a couple of years now. I work with, like racial equity and diversity, department and whatnot. And, like I said, motivate kids and also let people know to be proud of where we come from and who we are. One of the slogans on my T-shirts is know your roots, know yourself.
Yeah.
So that's really important. A lot of people, shy from where they come from. Like I was born here with an African name. I had to deal with that growing up. It wasn't easy, So later on in life, I was like, wait a minute, my name means Queen Money. Why am I embarrassed about that? That's an awesome name. You know what I'm saying? Like that's power right there. So, unfortunately, growing up in South White Rock, it wasn't a lot of culture how there is today. So it was a lot difficult for me, growing up. And I guess back to the question of motivating the kids is, just stay in your lane and not worry about what other people say. Because I'm sure when I started my business, people were probably chuckling and laughing. I'm wearing kente on the streets. Who's laughing now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
no doubt.
right?
No doubt.
So some of the qualities too, it means perseverance.
100%.
Because like you said, not only are you dealing with probably negative self-talk, you got to deal with people. So how is that navigating? You just
I just like pretty much ignore. I don't even look at the comments a lot of the times. It's like a waste of time, really. 'Cause I just find, it's pretty funny. People, wasting their time want to insult other people.
Yeah.
I got other stuff to worry about. So I know what I'm doing in my heart and, what's happening in my business, what my visions are. And, sometimes you got to keep your visions to yourself. That's another issue,
That's
too.
the hardest part.
Right? It's because, you want to share some stuff, but people are listening. And it's happened to me before, unfortunately. People know who I'm talking about, know who they are. I ain't saying no names, but people did. They bit off a lot of my things and my styles and my designs, and that just means I got to go harder. And that means that people are digging what I'm doing. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah.
You saying that remind me of a Jay-Z line when he said everybody can tell you how to do it, but they never did it. And it's trailblazing too. So like you said, in South Surrey, White Rock, you kind of blazing the trail because it's not like it's Atlanta or Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
So definitely kudos to you for sticking to it. And I know what's the location right now? I can't remember the name of the street.
Yeah,
we always pass it.
It's so funny. Yeah, State Road.
State Road.
Yeah, with a Y.
Yeah, but you're
State Road with a Y.
But you're going to be moving to.
Yeah, I'm going to be relocating soon, so I'll let you know the address once we throw another party.
Okay.
Opening party.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, you also do spoken word, monthly spoken word.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
your shop.
We were doing spoken word. I was trying to bring things in the community out to my area, like you said, in South Surrey, White Rock. Spoken word and just other types of events where people can, use the venue and work together in community. And, we're doing a women's pop-up on the weekend as well, too.
Okay. Where is that at?
At the store, yeah.
At the
There's
store?
like 10 vendors coming up.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like I wouldn't say a boutique, but you're like, you have this platform. That's what we talk about, creating a platform where we collaborate with other people.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Anything you want to say?
I'm just kind of curious. Are there, like, you can speak like small, moderate, attainable goals along the path, or really big goals, but you've been able to like collab with a professional sports franchise. So are there other goals, lanes, avenues that because like. Something like that happens, I'd kind of start thinking I can do anything.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, it's always important to, remain humble. That's one thing I've always learned in life. As much as sometimes I want to wild out, but you got to be humble. So I learned a lot along the way, and I just feel like, the right things are supposed to kind of happen at the right time too. But the next steps for me would be to definitely, hopefully do some more collabos with maybe some other sports teams and like some other like hip hop artists. Like I was mentioning, I've done some before with Dead Prez, and that was a great collab. We've done a lot of great collabos together, so I want to hopefully continue that. And
who
maybe
are some other musicians, if you could like just throw 3 names out there, either personal faves or who you could see it actually, for whatever combination of reasons, do you have 3 you just throw out?
Yeah, well, my favorite hip hop artist of all time, obviously rest in peace, is Tupac, you know. So he was always my favorite. Like I still to this day, that motivated me a lot. But modern times, I don't know, like, you know, there's big stars like who I prefer is, you know, like Kendrick type music. That's who I'm into in regards to modern hip hop. Another one of my favorite artists is actually Burner. He's like, I don't know if you've heard of him before. Yeah, just like his style of music. And then I don't know, like I'm kind of into old school stuff, but they're not even too much relevant, you know, with like I used to like Foxy Brown and like, you know, those kind of artists. Those are my
I still
thing.
have my
you know, Nicki Minaj, like maybe a modern version of like them, but you know, those are, I'm all into the old school, you know, Erykah Badu or something of this nature, right?
Really
those are kind of cool. Like Erykah Badu, she's friends with, I know, those guys. Right? They're all connected. And same with Talib. Well, actually,
Talib,
he changed his name now, right?
Oh, he did?
Isn't it Yasin?
Oh, you mean Mos Def?
Yeah, so,
Yasin,
exactly.
yeah. So when you, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. When you got that opportunity with the Canucks, how was the hate?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you had to deal with it?
Checking it out.
No, but I remember when last year when we did it, my friend from Shoresy, he came out to, you know, he performed actually at the show. I don't know if you've seen that TV show, Shoresy.
Yeah.
He's
I know the name, but
yeah. So he wore the stuff on the TV show and actually performed as well with the Canucks, and he was laughing because he's like, last year, he's like, did you see the comments? And I'm like, no. So I looked at them and we just like laughed at a lot of them, but there was some like pretty funny stuff going on there, and like I said, I don't really, you know, let it bother me, because that just goes to show that, you know, racism is rampant and active, and a lot of people want to think, you know, it's not, but it is. And then I think the last time I did take a couple of peeks, and I just kind of laugh. For one of them was, I don't even want to say it's too mean, but it's kind of funny. Like that's what I mean. It's just like it slides off my shoulder because I don't even have time for that.
Yeah, so I guess that's definitely another quality to have, is some thick skin when you
100%. Being, you know, even being, you know, biracial and stuff, right? You hear it from all sides. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I had to block all that out a long time ago and be confident in who I was. And, you know, that's what I find, like I said, about identity and everything. Like, that's why I'm confident, because I know my Canadian white side and I know my African Ghanaian side. Both inside and out, so I'm confident as a human. Some people, they, you know, maybe they don't feel confident in themselves because they don't actually probably know themselves. That's what I find. So I know myself, all good.
She just hitting bars out there. She's hitting bars right there. So I know you got to get up out of here and do another thing that you love to do.
Some hockey.
Hockey.
You know.
So any other events coming up, or?
No, not really. Just, you know, obviously still coming down from the Canucks stuff was pretty cool. But in the summertime, you already know, like you said, Vancouver, more activity happens. So I usually do a couple African, you know, festivals and stuff. You know, I'm just going to get back this year. I'm just going to do a lot of stuff on the drawing board, and then I'm going to come out next year even bigger.
Okay.
That's it. So sometimes, you know, you just have to, like I said, just don't always tell people your moves, and just, you know, keep it quiet. And then I just come out and then shock the system.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add before she out of here?
No, just good luck on your journey, and we look forward to bringing you back. And
we definitely gonna have you.
Let's do some summertime. You know,
plug any online websites or anything where people can pick up your stuff or anything, or plug any social media handles you have.
Yeah, my website is nashka.com. My Instagram is at Nashka Fashion, and that's kind of the main handles which I want to promote. And that's kind of it. And my shea butter products, which you're kind of asking me about there, it's all natural shea butter, like coming from a women's community, which is really cool. And you know, shea butter is also a sustainable product. You're not, you know, cutting down trees or anything. You're just reusing it. So it's an awesome product that's healthy for you, and one ingredient, which is really hard to find. And
good for the environment.
Yeah, exactly. So she cut shea on that, and that's about it. I got lots of stuff. When you come back next time, you'll hear the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch more things going on. Yeah, because I'll be back from Ghana by then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Man.
Yeah. So when you going to Ghana? Like
I'll be going there in the next month or so. I always, once again, I just keep things, on the low.
And
You just see the pictures and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss you in New Jersey because I'm going to Jersey, but it's the end of April.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll miss each other this time. That would have been cool to link up in Jersey.
And then I'm going to Carolina the first week of May.
Okay.
Me and Mama Frost.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And
so.
in NC, where do you usually hang out?
Wilmington.
Wilmington. Okay.
Chocolate Block.
That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, I was at that Johnson C. Smith in Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charlotte. I don't know. We might fly into Charlotte. I don't know. So
Nice.
we got family all
Of course.
North, South Carolina.
Yeah,
So once again, thank you, and we definitely going to have you back.
Appreciate that.
And like I said, you like the jacket?
Yeah.
Holla.
That's dope.
Any shout outs you want to give before you up out of here?
Just, shouting out to, friends and family and the people who are, supporting my business from day one. I have original people who still tell me, they still have my bag from 10 years ago and it's still on them, which is crazy. So I have
That's dope.
original people. So that's really shout out to them.
So you feel good when you see people walking around and they got your...
It's actually past that now. It's at a point where people are sending me photos of people seeing my stuff on the streets.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been seeing my stuff on the streets, but now I get homies who are like, "Yo, I just saw your stuff out here, blah blah blah," and they send photos of people. Yeah, so
That
dope.
fire
it's
to
even
your
more.
passion.
Yeah, exactly. I used to get excited when I saw it on the street myself, but it's even cooler when your homies see someone and they might go up to the person and get a selfie with them too, which is really cool.
That's dope.
Because that connects strangers, which is wild.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
That's good marketing,
really good.
too.
Yeah.
Really good.
That's really cool,
Excellent
right?
marketing.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, Nash? What? And then I get a photo with two people who,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
Now,
it means
Shaka-
I'm doing something.
Thank you. And like I said, I make sure I pronounce your name right because I'm ghetto.
Yeah. It's funny because when I played basketball, I went to HBCU, which is Historical Black College and University. So you already know the girls I played on a basketball team. They had nicknames for days for me. Yeah, and because my name Nashika in Ghana, you would say Nashika is Queen Money, but yeah, the girls they had nicknames for. I can't even say them online.
Well, everybody, all my friends up here joke because like, man, you got nicknames for everything. Yeah, we do. That's how we do.
That's how it is. Exactly, 100%. I got nicknames for days. Yeah, I just be making them up every day. Yeah.
Well, thank you again, and wishing you nothing but success. And we definitely going to have you back. We going to do something in this summer, so we're going to have you back. And let us know. Reach out to us. Let us know once you get the new spot. Once you move to the new spot, and we'll blast that on our socials.
Appreciate that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, when we do our event,
Yeah. Oh,
collab
no
for
doubt.
that.
I love that.
No doubt. I already told you I wanted to do a collab with. Yeah. So we holla.
Definitely. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you for sure.
Awesome.
I gotta cop some,
That's what to
definitely.
say.
Yeah.
You gotta check it out.
Yeah, for sure,
exactly.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll let you go and get your skating on.
That's it. That's it.
Nice. Oh yeah, I can jump back on here. Here we go. Okay, thank
Awesome.
you.
Okay, good. That's great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was a really good interview.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we reverse engineer the episode. Now we go to the intro.
For real. Intro.
we innovate on the fly here at beyond the lyrics.
You got to improvise.
Yes. Or you don't survive. That's what happens. Oh yeah, we can do a photo. Heck yeah.
Yeah. No doubt.
Give us like 5 seconds here. Are we gonna be backlit? Or wait, Costa got the good.
Okay, we can do a photo real quick. I brought it for you.
Ooh.
The one of one. There's only one produced.
Nice.
Yeah, they made one for me. So custom things.
I start video, guys. Here we go. More. I'm such a photographer.
There you go.
Just take a couple.
Yeah, I do a lot of. It's not
Like
just
17 more.
It's not just. I really not good.
There we go.
I'm sure Juan will be good out of it. Okay. Next one.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And good luck in the hockey game.
And a couple of goals or assists. That's all I know about hockey.
I know. I got to step my hockey knowledge up. I got a nephew who's he's super into it. I'm gonna give away. I'm gonna actually kind of reveal his birthday present right now. But he's like 5, but he's like the best on his hockey team. And he went to a Nanaimo Clippers game. So my homie Details, he's a rapper. Peace out. He does the commentating for the Clippers.
Okay.
So I reached out to him and I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna send you some money. How about you get a jersey, Nanaimo Clippers jersey for my nephew, and get some of the players to sign that shit. So they're gonna sign it. It hasn't been delivered to him yet, but he's gonna talk to some of the players on the team to throw on the jerseys, go catch him after one of his practices or something. And oh man, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna be a very cool uncle that day.
So you gotta do the drum roll.
Shing! I was thinking about it. I wasn't sure.
Like you said, we had to reverse engineer.
Yeah.
So again, welcome to Beyond the Lyrics. It's your man MCK Ski.
And I am the Magnificent Kava One. It's been our most uniquely put together episode so far.
Yeah. It's always something new when we do a show. So how you been, man?
I'm loving life lately, man. Since our last episode, the Philadelphia Eagles are the world champions.
Yep.
For a second time. Got a new job, which was a huge
Congratulations. I
pay
wish we had the applause
Thank
machine.
you. Yeah. We're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
I gotta bring my drum machine, man. We can have the pads and like have our little soundboard and shit like that. But
Congratulations on that.
Thank you, brother. It's been a long time grinding. Me and Kasha, the studio is, as you well know,
Yes, sir.
is rolling. How about you tell me what it's been like working with this guy? Because I already know what it's like, but I want you to tell the world what it's like.
I love working with him, and I love the fact that he's like, that's good, but you can do it better.
Yeah.
I can ask you like it sucks.
Yeah. It's like, that's good, but you can do it better. Because you know, as an MC, you just get up there and you just da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and you thinking, okay. But then I look over at him, he's like,
Are you tired?
So as soon as I hear that, maybe better, I'm like, okay.
Little more energy. Sound awake. That's what he tells me sometimes.
Well, and it's like producing, because he'd be like, on this one, more energy. Okay, this one more laid back. You know what I mean? So it's actually some direction. Mm-hmm. You know, instead of just going there and just hitting, just spitting, it's like, nah, you know, because there's different flows.
Yeah, it's the quality of sound that you are producing in front of that microphone, and it's kind of it's both guys' job to make you sound good. You know, it's kind of your job, but it is kind of his job too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you think sometimes you can be tone deaf, because you know you rapping and you hear the beat and you just going, and sometimes you need that.
Oh
input.
hell yeah! I'm very tone deaf, man. I was like, when I finished my verse, that shit was hard. Oh, you know, like, run it back. Let's hear that again. He'd be like, oh, re-record. It's like, well, yeah.
Well, and he know with me, I'm just deaf. I'll be like, yo, turn them shits up, turn them up.
Yeah, I definitely, by nature, I kind of trust the engineer more than me, because like back in the Slaughterhouse days in the Nanaimo and shit, I used to micromanage the shit out of how I sounded, man, and it would make the sessions take longer, and sometimes shit would slide that I didn't notice, or you know, straight up Los didn't. He opted not to do what I requested or something. And then after I got used to it, like, after a couple of months of me listening to it and realizing it's not going to sound the way I eventually you get normalized to that. And now you like it that way. Now you couldn't imagine it sounding different. So as soon as I started to recognize that, I stopped hanging on to this, like, it's got to be this, you know what I mean? It's so frigid and rigid about, how something is supposed to go down. I like to be way more fluid now. I'm almost arguably too much that way now, you know what I mean? Like,
about finding that balance.
Yeah. I spitball with ideas, really. Like, I'll try everything, like there's songs that we've got right now for my album coming up. We literally just freestyled on the spot. And like, I went outside to like smoke a joint and go get a coffee down the block around the corner. I come back, he's got a brand new beat that I had no idea was even a thing. And it's like ready to go. And I'm feeling it. I'm just like, let's go right now. And then it just happens. Those are my favorite. That's like that format I call lightning in a bottle, which lightning in a bottle is anytime. It's like surfing. It's anytime the wave comes and you recognize it and you jump on it and you ride that motherfucker,
Yeah, definitely that energy, capturing that moment.
Yeah. So, because I feel it's different. And like, that's the one thing, you and me and this guy, we could never take ourselves out of the shoes of being the musician. So we actually don't know what it's like to be just the listener. You know what I mean? So I think I just try to transport myself into like not my own brain and just being a listener and just realize that like the listener isn't listening to music with the same fine filter that we are when we're picking our own shit apart. You know what I mean? Like we're our biggest critics, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't like the way I sound. I don't like my accent. It's just
forever I didn't like how I sound. Now I like how I sound, but now it's like I want to stay in that one pocket, and this is where he comes in handy. He'll be like, "This is not boom bap." If I'm doing something a little more melodic, he'll be like, "You're rapping your ass off right now. Like, we need a little more like chill, vibey." You know what I mean?
Soon as you hear that, you already know it's back to the drawing board.
That's like where it's like teetering. It's teetering. So,
but that's the thing. Still sharp and still. Like you push each other to get the best. So again, as long as it's with the purpose of trying to get the best out of each other. You know what I mean? And then there's trust too. And now that we've been working with each other and we got the chemistry and the trust there, so you take it like, okay, I see what you're saying. Let me do it. You know?
I think a lot of artists forget too that when you first start collabing with people, unless it's like there's times where I've jumped in a room with somebody and like right away it's fucking perfect. It's like we've been in the same group already before. Yeah. But I think people forget the most difficult set of circumstances you're going to deal with recording with a new person is those first 2 or 3 times. After that, it gets easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's like a comfort level type too.
Yeah, like when it comes to music, because music and sports is all I really grew up with. Yeah. Those are my best friends because I didn't have friends. So basically music is like I have the same mentality in music as I do as being a teammate on sports. You know what I mean? Like I would ride for a group member in my rap group like I would ride for somebody on my football team. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I always kind of look at musical collaborations and endeavors like that as a team effort, and and then when I'm looking at it like that in my sports brain, I really just care that the team wins, man. You know what I mean? Like I can have 2 points and 10 boards. I can have 20 points and 2 boards. None of it matters if we don't get the W.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, a W in music is creating the best possible song that I can with my teammates that highlights everybody's talents and their strengths And we all look dope together, and we all look like we meant to be dope together. Yeah. Not like we all were on a low-key, covert pissing contest, and we're all trying to outshine each other. But still look like we're cool with each other.
That
happens. It's so fucking weird these days. What's wrong with y'all, man?
Well, and I feel like that energy gets people pick up on that.
Yeah, like you can tell. I call that shit. I've mentioned it before on the podcast, but that shit's a track meet when guys are just trying to like, you know, get in the booth and just blow the other guy on the track right out the blocks. You know what I mean? You're just trying to like upstage him
instead of complimenting.
And of course, that's the culture of this shit. You know, it started. This all has roots in competition. You know what I mean? When the DJs were competing, the MCs were just the hype man. We weren't even the stars of the show when it started. You know, but it all rooted from competition, and that competition, I think, fueled passion and fire in artists everywhere who came across it. But there comes a point where, I guess, when the ego's the one in the driver's seat, you know, well, because you can still be competitive. And like, I'm sure Wu-Tang, I've watched, you know, behind the scenes footage of Wu-Tang, like a different mix of members, but pretty much the whole group moves the same. They get uber competitive. You know what I mean? So
just you saying that made me think of a bar I said when I said ego driven and I'm riding shotgun up in
right.
You know, but also you saying that, it made me think of Outkast, because two distinct different styles, you know, and before I used to be like 3 Stacks is the man and da. But when you listen to Big Boy, man, he be spitting,
and they're complementary to each other, as opposed to two opposing forces.
Yeah,
because some duos make you pick one or the other. Like, I like this guy or this guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, thinking of an example. Run the Jewels. You know what I mean. Killer Mike or the other guy. But Outkast was never really a divided camp kind of an experience. It was Outkast. They're together. You didn't really... I actually kind of thought it was weird when they did the album where they did their separate thing. That's also where I kind of personally felt like Andre started falling off a bit. Music. I wasn't into the Hey Ya.
You wasn't?
No, not Hey
all
Ya.
right.
I appreciate his desire to expand as an artist. You know?
Yeah.
But I definitely was more favoring the music that came from the Big Boy side of that album. Speaker Box, I think it was called.
Yeah. So what do you think about, so when you saying that, like complimenting each other, who are some of the groups that you see compliment each other, like Run DMC?
Yeah. You know what? I don't know if there's a better complementary pair than Red and Meth. Really? You know, like...
How about Ghost and Ray?
Yeah. But I would give Method Man and Redman the edge because their performance on stage, the physical energy, like every aspect of their whole visual and audio presentation is intertwined. You know what I mean? They even like crowd surf the same. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of some other ones.
Well, they didn't have a long run together, but like Clips. Like Pusha T and his brother, but then his brother found God, became religious, and then he quit.
He's back now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're working on a project.
Wow, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah. They definitely they complimented each other. Trying to think of who else.
EPMD.
Obviously. Yeah, definitely.
Black Sheep. It's funny how it's all from that era.
Yeah. I can't say the Fugees. I think they compliment each other, but there was definitely a standout. Even with Wu, like I don't know if compliment. You know, there's always a standout or two. You know.
Okay, can you think of a dynamic where it was competitive, like where it's like two guys that were competitive with each other? I'm trying to think right now. Let's think of what groups quit and split.
Well, yeah.
That's probably where the root of it all happened.
Well, I was going to, what popped in my mind was maybe Third Base.
You know what? That popped in my mind too. I was thinking Third Base.
Because they did maybe 2 projects and then they they kind of went their separate ways.
Actually, you know what?
They just did a show together though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crazy. You know what? It's kind of funny because it's a Canadian content shout out, but I will definitely say Swollen Members was like that.
Oh yeah.
I feel definitely between Prevail and Mad Child. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know if Mocha was really into that. I think Mocha kind of knew he was the coolest one, so he just kind of floated in his own Mocha space.
Yeah.
And then those two kind of just. They did have a song where they dissed each other anyways.
Oh,
you know what I
okay.
mean?
That's kind of a dope concept though.
Me and Pud Fluff did that on the Spy vs. Spy album too.
Yeah.
We were recording, and Light was the producer at the time. We're recording in my dad's basement. And this album, it's kind of cool because in Vancouver Island hip hop folklore, it's remembered. You know, a lot of people say it's like a top 5 Vancouver Island hip hop album.
Okay.
And I love it. I'm going to get to explain this story now. So the Spy vs. Spy album that came out, it came out because we were in the group Homegrown, and Teos was not doing a very good job of managing the money. You know what I mean? In fact, he was doing some things with the money he shouldn't have been doing. He had no right to be doing it. Yeah, I'm saying it. If you see it, you know it's true. Anyways, so that happened, and we had this album we were sitting on for like 2 years. You were on it. You were on some of the songs.
Yeah.
And he just, he just wasn't happening. The album wasn't coming out. We're doing shows. We're getting $1,000 a show, but where's this album? So then finally, instead of rocking the boat and being negative about it, me and Pud Fluff decided we were going to just make an album, and we always worked really fast together. So we made a silent protest. We're going to start this album from scratch. We're going to release an album, and it's just going to be us three, me, him, and then Light. And we're going to prove it doesn't take 3 fucking years and a bunch of money to get an album out, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I remember it was, I time tracked this thing from the very first song, very first day, very first verse that I penned to when we received the boxes of 1,000 CDs. It was exactly 3 months. So 3 months from every beat being made, every verse being written, every song being recorded. And then, back then, like the song, like the project's being sent off for like a good month and a half. So really, we came up with a whole album, 18 songs in like a month and a half.
Wow.
And then the thing that really bit my ass about it is Teos, because he was Homegrown's executive producer or whatever. So during the process of this, he catches wind of this, and he's pissed off that we're doing this. It's undermining what he's doing, but at least we're doing it in a positive way. We're creating more content for the group to come out, more material and shit. Yeah. More material for shows, which we started performing immediately. As each new song was done, we had, now this is a new song in the set. And so then he comes up to us when it's about a week before we send the album out. He's like, you guys got to put me as the executive producer on there. We're like, what? Why?
Take that.
And he's like, right? That's what he thought was happening. But so he's like, no, because every Homegrown album that came out, it's got to have the continuity. It looks weird, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it looks weird. It looks weird that you've had money to get our main album out for a long time, and you're dragging your feet, and we've been asking you, and all you have is excuses, and in 3 months we've created this, and you tried to kibosh it. You actively tried to turn the rest of the group against it. So not only were you not a part of it, you tried to fucking kibosh and fuck this shit over. Fuck you, go fuck yourself. You ain't getting your name on this shit. Fuck you. And we put the shit out, and it was a classic. And there's the story for those interested. Every now and then I'll post about it on Facebook or some shit. And people will, like, those posts will get love, but straight up, like, that it is what it is, man. Teos deserved no credit for that.
So do you
he
think
was a shitty boss?
Do you think the frustrations y'all were dealing with inspired that project? It helped.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Y'all
and
got
actually,
some stuff off your chest.
Yeah. It did. It totally did. And the funny thing is, because this whole story tangent I went off of what came from the original tangent, and the original tangent was when we were recording this, we were about 2 songs away from the project being done. And then I was supposed to help get some of the artwork taken care of. I didn't do it. Jake Pudfluff's talking shit. He's like, "Oh man, it's just artwork. You can't handle that." Nah. I'm doing a solo album, and I got this going on and that going on. Yeah, this is me impersonating you, Jake. And then I was like, "Fuck you." I was like, How about this? I was like, "We're gonna do a battle track." I was like, "Come at me, because I'm not pulling any punches, man. I'm gonna lace you right now." And then he did it, and then we wrote about the whole fight. He's writing about how he's like, wow, what did he say? He's like, he still doesn't know if it's a job or a game. Just get in the booth all day. He thinks it's time to play.
That's a dope concept.
Yeah, and then I go in on him. I was like, "I'm balancing a studio album, my solo one, and also helping selling your shit. So why don't you fuck off or something?" Like, it was like we went at each other's throats, man. And that was the second to last song on the album, and it came together so fast, so fast.
Well,
we were talking
like
shit
motivated
to each other when we were in the studio. We were talking shit to each other. He's getting ready. He's recording his verse. He's like, "Ha! I hope you're ready." He goes, he spits his verse, and I'm just like, "Bro, I hope you brought Pampers.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna get ugly now."
Yeah, like Shaq and Kobe up in there.
Yeah, it was total Shaq and Kobe vibe. Big time. But we got it out, and that was the cool thing about how me and Jake worked, is we put that on wax, and after that we were cool. Like, shout out to Pudfluff, one of my most favorite music collaborators I've ever had in my life, man. Definitely the longest tenured sidekick I've had, or me being the sidekick. I'm not sidekicking you like that, bro. I could be that too. We're interchangeable, besides my brother. But yeah, shout out Spy versus Spy, Bjorches.
Yeah, go check that out.
If you know, you know.
Is it out anywhere? Like, can people? Is it on YouTube?
No.
It's like you got to
got
dig
lost
for it.
in the annals of time, man. Yeah. Every few years, I'll come across like a physical copy, and I'll have it for myself, and then someone else. Like, I are you the same way? I never have physical copies of my music, because I come across a fan, and then that's who I make this shit for, right? So then I give my last copy. I routinely never have my own music ever.
I know I got a couple of buddies, like my boy Dre in Philly. He hit me up and he sent me a picture of the Coldest Winter album, or
I remember the Coldest Winter.
Yeah. Well, when you mentioned Homegrown and the cuts we did, I was thinking about Duran, because I still kind of remember that from the U.S. kicking it one half of U.S. So when they asked who in the house is just U.S., me, Cab, and Freeze, got Tay on his own.
Yeah.
Puffin Homegrown, yeah.
Yeah.
Triangle offense, check the man, you wild. Like Steph, because this when Stephon Marbury was in the NBA.
Yeah.
So I think he was playing for New York, or he might have been playing for the Nets.
The Countdown. That was the name of that song. Yeah.
Yeah, woo. And it's crazy because that was like 22 years ago.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. And we still pretty.
Yeah. Somewhat. Allegedly. So
there's people that think we are pretty, okay?
Well, I actually had one guy tell me he was like, is it okay if I call you Unc? He was like, you're an old head, but you're in decent shape, so you more like an Unc. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I call myself young old head. So if you want to call me Uncle Unc, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all good. I take it.
Certified OG is my tag of preference.
So before we talk about some future plans and stuff, we share, like Nashika said, we'll share some things. We won't share everything. Everything. But I'm doing all right. I had the little scare passing out, because I'm treating diabetes like it's a cold instead of a disease. Bro, it's just crazy. So we there getting the foot massage, which I only started like doing that last year because
Reflexology,
yeah.
How do you find that you get the benefits that are supposed to come with it, or it's just a really nice foot massage?
I just think it's a really nice foot massage. I don't know.
like so if they rub that sore back spot on your foot, your back doesn't feel better?
Well, no. Apparently, she thought she hit something there, and that's why I passed out. But it was because I didn't take my medication, and I was eating a bunch of crap, and I just felt. So I'm sitting there, and I'm in the zone. I'm like, this is good, and then I'm like, I feel a little funny, and then next thing you know, I hear these voices faintly saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I kind of open up my eyes, and it's my wife and two Asian ladies looking at me like, and I'm like, what happened? My wife was like, you passed out. I was like, word? She was like, yeah. She like, your eyes went back in your head, your leg went. I was like, oh, so it was like less than a minute, but I passed out. So I joke, I was like, my wife shook my spirit back, and and she was so mad at me for not doing what I was supposed to do. She like, next time it happened, I was like, yeah, when I start fading away, my soul fading away, and I see when I'm looking down, she gonna be like, peace. Bye. Up in there.
I told you.
Bye. Up in there. But nah, I got back on the grind, and that's why with Ramadan it was a little, I was worried a little bit, fasting and being diabetic, but it depends. You just have to take it slow. So I went and got a machine, prick my finger, check my blood, and kind of monitor. So that won't happen and stuff. But the first week, going into the first week of Ramadan, I feel good and stuff, man. Besides, like I said, having Ramadan breath, so I'm at work with the mouthwash. Or I'm talking to people, I'm like, yo, you stay back there. Because then we driving. My wife, I'm like, yeah, baby, I took the mouthwash, and she's sitting there in the driver's seat like, word? Because I can smell it up here. I'm like, okay. But nah, other than that, man, everything's good. Working on this project, with the maestro. The producer over here.
Yeah.
And since you laced me with them dope beats and stuff, so I'm just happy, man. And got some an event coming up next weekend, spoken word. Shout out to my man Marlo, who we had on the show. So they putting on a event at can't remember the name of the place, but we posting it, especially this week. I'll be posting it, and a bunch of talented spoken word artists are going to be there. And just feeling blessed to have the opportunity to showcase my skills in another format.
I think it's good to have transitionary lanes, not ones that you necessarily permanently transition to, but just swerve in and out as you feel compelled to do. Well,
and I always thought about, as I got older, transitioning that way, because I get on stage and I'm rocking the show, my knees hurting the next day. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But nah, definitely just different avenues of to express yourself. We're artists, so like you said, we don't have to just constantly be in this lane.
Only rappers or only producers or only boom bap, only trap. Yeah. That's one thing I kind of always wondered about my career, though, is if maybe I should have at least, picked some core genres that like my branding stays anchored to, and then I dabble, because I've kind of just floated around and just kind of tried everything. I guess you could kind of say I'm boom bap influenced and battle rap influenced, but because that's kind of always sort of been present. That's like the only thing that hasn't left my fucking wheelhouse, But I've kind of always delved into everything so much. It's hard to, at least I believe it's hard to kind of pin down a style for me.
Well, since you mentioned battle rap, and the homie Red Shirt Mike couldn't be here tonight. He's busy. He's a busy man, hardworking man. He has an event coming up. Second Bar Entertainment has an event coming up.
Call Up Season 7. It's gonna be this Saturday, the 8th. I believe it's at the Turf. They were having some issues trying to, like, that was the booked venue, I believe, And then they had a little bit of a fall through with the venue, and then it was kind of up in the air. There was some questions on whether it was going to happen. And then they re-solidified it. So now it is back as originally planned. I'm just trying to pull this up. Okay, so here's the card. Headlining, we have A.A. Ron, who's like the newest member of Bib Gang. Shout out Bib Gang, by the way. I love those motherfuckers. And he'll be going against AJ. Also Billy Shakes versus David Kench. I remember I watched Billy Shakes. Remember when we had that girl Coleslaw on here?
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever seen her. She battled him, and she did like this storybook angle where she literally like hand drew a storybook and read, "This is Billy, da 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 da. This is Billy, da 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 da."
How did that go over? Like,
It was legendary, man.
Woo!
Well, like she ended up like the best battle rapper in the world, in my opinion. Some people will argue this, but Disaster, the most meaningful battle rapper, I think. If not Pat Stay. But Disaster witnessed that. He was here in Vancouver, and he booked her for a battle in Oakland, California.
Ooh, okay.
And yeah, that's when I was like, so why did you wear the Cinderella dress? Because that was that battle where she wore that shit. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Shout out Coleslaw.
Yeah, Coleslaw. That's I mentioned it about 47 times on this podcast. But Kim's favorite battle rapper, my girlfriend, loves Coleslaw. I'm a huge Coleslaw fan too. One of my favorite battles last year was her versus Rupert Commons, by the way. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Continuing down the card, Lil Q versus Save the Whales. Save the Whales is a beast. He is a absolute monster, man. Lil Q's gonna be in for he's got a load to take care of that night.
And like when Save the Whale make his like outside the battle, when I hear some of his songs and stuff, like he talks about real stuff.
Yeah, man. I appreciate I kind of fucks with everything he does, like, creatively,
Yeah.
I did see the battle with Hard Body Dreams. I think Hard Body got the better of him.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
But I still I appreciate both of those artists.
Yeah, they both dope.
Yeah, for sure. And Save the Whales to cross over from like the icon scene and just make the splash he's made jumping into battle rap.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a major problem very soon. You know what I mean? Like,
and just witty. Like when I had him and Truth here and Soul, shout out to Icon. Just
that was the first episode of this podcast I saw, actually.
Okay. They just dope. And man, just the timing and the wit and just quick on the feet. So yeah, he definitely brings that. He has a skill set already to bring that can transfer into that arena.
And then your friend Bonafide.
Bonafide, shout out to her.
She will be battling Red Eyed Jedi.
We got to get her on the show.
Bear versus Master Kai.
I heard Master Kai before.
Master Kai. He's another one of the Icon guys.
Okay.
He's actually really dope. I'd love to eventually maybe do some music with him as well. I really vibe with kind of everything I've seen of his. I saw one of his battles. I think was it against Bonafide? I can't remember. But I saw one of his battles, and yeah, him crossing over from the cypher world into battle rap, it was a pretty smooth transition, in my opinion. A lot of those Icon guys. Same with Chiva, aka Chia. Yeah, he's like all of the guys from Icon, really. Channel 5. Like, I haven't seen one slouch that's made that move yet. Also, Early Onset versus Justified. And then former guest of ours, AQ, will be going against Raptor. So, yeah, that's going to be this weekend. And it is at the Turf.
The Turf. What time?
Doors will open at 5. And $20 pre-sale or $25 at the door. I know Mike's going to probably shit on say I didn't do a very good promoting. Very
Oh,
good job. That's just in his nature.
Yeah, he gonna come at you.
He's a professional ball breaker, that motherfucker.
Shout out to Red Shirt Mike.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. He's what he's done for the battle rap scene.
Yeah.
On this whole coast of the country, and you know, just this west side of Canada, he's done a lot, man. Yeah. And he's just such a easily accessible person, and just such a warm guy.
Yeah,
that everybody just kind of, you know, buddies up with him. But like, I think sometimes people kind of lose track of like all the work behind the scenes that him and his team do to make all these events happen.
Yeah.
And you know, for the movement to grow like bigger, I know their biggest, or you know, as far as I know, the biggest event I think that is so far in the plans is in May, and that one I'm super looking forward to.
Okay. Okay, then maybe we had to get them here for that May show. Hopefully it's later in May. So, you might have to host that show.
I might be solo hosting. Yeah, because
I'll be in Carolina. Women tend to be
North Carolina. Come on and raise up, take your shirt off, spin it around your head,
spin it like a helicopter.
Yeah.
You know, just to let y'all know, back in the day, we opened up for P.D. Pablo down in Everett. You know what I mean, doing our thing.
Nice.
Back when I was signed to Mad Passion. You know, but
Seattle Artist of the Year.
Yeah, 2003.
There you go.
Just to let y'all know. But speaking of events and stuff, so you know, things are shaping up here with Beyond the Lyrics. You know, we're taking baby steps, but we are taking steps, and there's some good things in the works that we working towards making happen. You know,
I might as well just drop this on you right now. The next month, so we're kind of just finishing our first quarterly of this year. And I think what we were saying on that first episode where we had the ciphers, that after every quarterly we're going to do a cipher episode.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I actually necessarily want to say open call, because I don't want to have to filter some trash rappers. No offense, but there's some out there, you know. They're out there. But we will probably be handpicking, carefully selecting some guests to come on and rap their asses off.
Yep. Maybe hopefully we can get Curb on
the Kid.
Beat.
Yeah. I kind of want to give all the producers a chance. We had Scythe last time, and he killed it.
I already got a couple of beats from him. So.
Yes. Those were nice too. Those were nice. I want to get some beats from him. I just got to get a few more checks of this new job in first, and then
I think he just dropped a project.
I did see that with
he raps too.
A dude from Australia, Pryor, I think.
Yeah, he spits too. So
shout out to Scythe, by the way.
Yeah, got his merch and everything.
I'm a cop. A new one of his hats next week. The Big Blade Energy Camo hat. Y'all need to cop that too. Yep. I like it. Now we're starting to get more and more people we could plug the merch, like Nasheka Wear. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. One Love out in White Rock.
But, I think we're going to definitely try to get an all-star cast. And the thing is, I've already actually reached out to one. So I'm going to say your name online, bro. So now you're kind of obligated to do this. Wait. Let me pull this up we'll put it on the messenger so you can see it. So it's super official and stuff. So, but yeah, we're going to try and get Curb the Kid to play producer. And I was talking to this guy earlier today before I came on for the episode, but we're going to be because we want to bring some battle rappers out here to represent this too, because, you know, there's a lot of battle rappers that make some dope music, and this guy can make some music, and he can hold down a cypher like he showed last time. Icon had a cypher. Mike Wild, yeah, bro, I'm sending you this message while I'm actually in the middle of the fucking episode, bro. He's going to be here next month. He's one of the rappers.
Okay. Yes, sir. So I'm looking forward to that because, if we can get Curb here to drop some dope beats and some of the MCs that I know can spit.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy.
I'd like to try to get Graffiti out here, man. He's a monster.
So we're going to try to do this maybe every quarter?
Yeah. Like 3 episodes and then a
cipher.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Also, I want to get, since we talked about health and nutrition and, get an episode where we talk about those things, health, eating healthy, nutrition. I know my man Kuza, he had mentioned that he's into like holistic, healthcare and stuff. So, maybe have a little panel of some professionals or people that's just in that industry and on that frequency.
Yep.
And
hip hop has started to pay more attention to that. There's a lot of unnecessary things glorified.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you ever heard about this. There were a lot of conspiracies about his death and stuff when he was killed. But Nipsey Hussle, he was going to do a documentary, I believe, about Dr. Sebi.
Sebi, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And some theorize that part of why he was killed was to silence that documentary ever coming to light. I did hear that Kevin Hart was going to try and pioneer paying to see it come to fruition, but I don't know what. It's been a while since I heard that, so I don't know if it's.
Yeah, because Sebi, he, just some of the holistic approaches that he took that cured cancer and certain other diseases. So, the pharmaceutical industry was like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
So, eating at their profits. Because, like, that joke that Chris Rock said a long time ago, he's like, they don't try to cure shit.
No.
The money isn't in the cure. The money is in the comeback. You know what I mean? We'll be able to live with the disease as long as we keep coming back.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of these foundations are just kind of like, money laundering or something, man. There's so much money, and how the fuck you ain't cured shit?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
but
not even a half cure.
And there's one thing that, okay, you're not curing, but then when you have people out there who's trying to find natural ways, natural methods, and holistic ways of healing and feeling better, they try to sabotage it. So it's like...
Well, one thing, I think I sent you this video, I can't remember, but I came across it in the past week, and... it was a guy talking. It was not a TED Talk, but a similar kind of a platform, And he said he believes that the real targets of the pandemic, or the main ones, based on the death stats, was the diabetic people. Out of all the people that passed, apparently 40% were diabetic, and it's the highest demographic out of any other demographic of people that were negatively affected by the jab and killed by it. It was the diabetic people.
Yeah.
And it's somehow, this guy called into question, like, the diabetic, what do they call it? Foundation. It's like the main... some
type of association, diabetes association.
Yeah. He's like, this nonprofit's been around for something like 84 years, and he's like, they've got like hundreds of millions of dollars in donations over the years, and they haven't. He's like, how the hell do you get that kind of money and over 3/4 of a century to research it with all that money, and you haven't cured it at all?
Well, and that's the thing.
In fact, the numbers have inflated. The chart goes like this, man.
Yeah. And you will see, too, a lot of it has to do, there's a correlation between this processed food and the sugar. But I remember when I got diagnosed, so I took a blood test. My wife was like, she's taking a blood test. She's like, "Hun, take a blood test." So I took a blood test, and my numbers was up. So I was like, okay, let me go to a clinic, do a proper test, and talk to a doctor. And so I do my blood, send it to this doctor. Like, I don't know this doctor. We just talking on the phone. And he's like, yeah, you got diabetes, type 2, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, so is there anything I can do to maybe reverse it? No, no, you just stuck with it. And I was like, where, bro? Like he's like, you just gotta take medication.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, you don't even know me, son. Like,
Yeah.
And you just
got all this from the sound of my voice.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So luckily, I found a clinic by where we live, and they actually work on nutrition, you know, and have you monitor. And there's other things that you can do to see if you can possibly reverse it, or, you know, get your numbers down where it's manageable and stuff. So that's the thing. It was like, this doctor just straight went to, nah, you just need to take drugs.
Yeah.
You just need
went
to take
straight
drugs.
to drug dealer mode.
Yeah, for real. Is this Pookie out this bitch? Like,
Yeah.
Dr. Pookie, like, what's going on? But yeah, we definitely going to have some episodes or episode where we talk about health and nutrition and get a little panel out here and speak on those things. Because these are some of the things, like you said, that the culture, and we used to talk about, like Nashika said about Dead Prez. They had a dope song on their classic project. Yeah. But they had one about nutrition, because I still remember that line. Lentil soup is good for the youth. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, KRS-One with the song Beef.
Yeah.
he put the whole industry, the food industry, on blast and stuff about them injecting, you know, poison into the animals to make them grow faster, and how that poison gets into the food supply and gets into us. And
it's kind of fucked up. Remember the original Batman, Jack Nicholson movie?
Yeah.
It's fucked up how we're living in the storyline of that. Remember how it was? Joker, he tainted all of their products at the grocery store, and when you use them in certain, like if you use the eyeshadow with the face cleanser, then they were dying. They were getting that clown face and dying.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
That's crazy.
you know, like we eat poison food. We're given fucking cures that aren't even cures. They just give you something else nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You ever watch the TV and it's like, you know, the drug, it don't even cure, but it'll help you live with that disease. But then you got all these other things, you know what I mean? You might pass out, you might vomit, there might be anal bleeding, or
I did a song about that, actually. It was I took NWA's song Dope Man and I flipped it, and I made it so like the doctor's the dope man. I was like, it was once said by a patient getting sick, "Doctor, please, can I have another fix?" The doc said, "Sure, kid, I don't give a shit because it pays my bills and buys my whip," or something like that.
Yeah. See, that's what hip hop, we need those type of
Brain food.
Yeah. You know, it's not just about your blicky and getting lit. Like, the audience is getting older.
Yeah.
And we see that there's an opposition out there.
We're objectifying women too, man.
Yeah. There's an opposition out there to exploit us, keep us dumbed down, while they make money off of our destruction. You know, so we definitely going to tap into health and nutrition. What other ideas we were kind of brainstorming about?
Well, because we got a few cool locations lined up. This is kind of some of that shit we're talking about. We're keeping our cards close to the chest. But we're going to have something. I can drop the name, I guess. But like the Beyond the Lyrics Sunset Cypher series is going to be a vibe. And it's not going to be shot here at this location. I kind of have a repeat location in mind, but ideally, like, why not just switch it up? You know what I mean? Because we could even like go to Vancouver Island. I'm from Vancouver Island. Shout out to Van Rock. Shout out to Namrock, which is Nanaimo, if you didn't know. But
that would be dope to have it in different spots and show this beautiful, you know, especially with a good backdrop, a beautiful backdrop.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
And you know, yeah, like that we could do. There could be one in Horseshoe Bay one day. Who knows? I don't know if they'd like it down there.
Well, I remember one time when I did that show, the show that y'all came to with DJ Goodspin. Me and
down
him,
in Gastown.
Yeah. When we did rehearse, we were down. I don't know if that's Horseshoe Bay. What's over there by UBC?
English Bay.
English Bay. Mm-hmm. So we was out there just rehearsing. He just brought a speaker. He brought his little mixer and he had the beats there.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed the mic and I was just rocking. People were jogging like, what's going on?
Shout out to DJ Goodspin too. First time I actually ever performed. Was it the first time I did a show? I can't remember. I was like 15 and I lied. I told my parents I was going on some Air Cadets like camping trip or some shit. I like doctored up this whole permission slip. Looked so legit, and really what I was doing was I was just sleeping in my buddy's like wine cellar under his stairs for the whole week. But then like in the middle of that, I took off to Vancouver and I did a show in North Van.
He's been doing this thing for a while.
Yeah. And I remember we stayed in his apartment and I met him. I already knew who he was because he was like one of like only 2 guys who ever was rapping in Nanaimo before me.
Yeah.
So I knew who the fuck he was. And then, I
Shout
met
out
him.
DJ Goodspin.
Yeah, it was, I remember I had that CD, he had that song Stop, Drop, and Roll. He knows what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah. So we got a bunch of good things in the works.
Oh yeah, and I'm also gonna try and bring Mocha Only, Canadian fucking hip hop legend out here,
sir,
on as a guest as well.
And I know some people who know some people who know some people. Nah, DJ K Rec is real good buddies with him. So we would definitely get the legendary Mocha Only, and a couple
one of my rap dads.
Yeah, a couple of other cats, man, a couple of other legendary artists out here, that was doing their things and paved the way for a lot of this in this area. So it's almost that time to say.
Yeah, we took long enough to start. We're not going to hold it up any extra.
Yeah. But we got it done. We was able to, again, shout out to the homegirl Nashika for sliding through and, check her out. You can check her page out, or if you're in the White Rock, South Surrey area, just go down to White Rock on State Street and check out her store, One Love. And I think you can even just type it in online, One Love in White Rock, and you'll get the address and information. And she got a lot of dope gear there.
And don't forget, if you're not doing anything this Saturday, to go check out Set the Bar Call Up Season 7.
See, we need that.
At the Turf. 5 o'clock, doors open. $20 online pre-sales. $25 at the door. Get your ass there.
So, anything you want to say before we up out of here?
Let's cross our fingers that the rain's going to leave soon and early summer is soon to arrive. Next episode is going to be a sunshine episode. I'm very happy for that.
Yes, sir. I'll be fasting, but because it's this weekend, right? We setting the clocks.
Yeah.
We setting it back?
On the 9th at 2 a.m.
No, fall
Sunday
back,
night.
spring forward. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Set it forward.
Yeah. So
Losing now.
I won't be able to break fast till like 7 o'clock. So.
Oh.
So I might just be bones up in here.
Costa can be your translator.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think by the time we have the next show in April, Ramadan might be over. So,
yes.
But shout out, assalamu alaikum to all my peoples out there. That's or should I say Ramadan Mubarak, and just shout out to everybody out there in Van City.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, shout out to the one and only
Secret Weapon,
the Ukrainian sensation,
Rise Deaf Beats.
Yes, sir.
Do something.
That's got to be a clip right there. Yeah.
That's your beat tag. Do something.
All right, and we out.
Okay,
Peace.
we love y'all, Vancouver. Check in next month. We'll be back. Peace.